I'm excited to share with you our technology integration work. As you know, in 2018, we partnered with Barry Dunn to do an assessment of our technology services and really evaluate what struggles we were having and how we could improve our technology integration in support of student learning. So tonight we have 3 members of the teaching and learning team who are going to share that journey and what has happened since then. We have Colin Davitt, our Blended Learning Coordinator. We have Dominic Jaggi, our Executive Director of Technology, and we have Jill Lawson, our Executive Director of Assessment and Student Services. So I welcome Colin up to start.
So there were 3 major themes that emerged during our technology audit that we conducted in 2018-2019 school year. These findings helped us formulate a clear vision and a plan to bring the ideas you see before you on this slide to life. The audit helped us form and execute a plan to increase student device access, hone in on best practices to support student learning, strengthen our network and infrastructure, and the final piece, digital wellness, emerged during our work on the above 3 ideas. So in the 1920 school year, we conducted an impact study in grades 3 through 12 across the district. Teams of teachers volunteered to use 1 of 2 devices for roughly a quarter. Once the quarter was over, the team switched devices to continue the learning. For example, if I had Chromebooks in the first quarter, Dominic would have iPads. During the conclusion of the first quarter, our classes would switch devices. That way, each class had enough time to truly dig into what the device was capable of through the whole entire time we were teaching our units and our chapters in our classrooms. At the end, we surveyed our staff and students to see what device would fit best at which level. Our pre-COVID plan was to provide 1 device per student in grades 3 through 12, but one of the valuable lessons that we learned during the pandemic was to rethink our distribution plan. We pivoted, and now our plan was to extend the 1 device per student all the way down to kindergarten. During the 2021 school year, the students in K-5 used an assortment of iPads and Chromebooks in their classrooms. Our timeline for the 21-22 school year is for all K-5 students to be on the same platform. For all K-5 students going forward, we'll be using the iPad for learning. So the keys to making this plan a success can be found in these 4 professional learning areas. To make a deep impact in learning, we need a comprehensive professional learning plan. We begin with our Canvas growth by implementing Canvassadors or Canvas ambassadors at the high school. The big idea was to grow our expertise across the departments to make sure we address the learning needs not only of our staff, but also of our students. We have participated in face-to-face and online conferences to learn new techniques and how to personalize the learning experiences using this platform. Throughout the pandemic, we hosted countless one-to-one and small group sessions, which allowed us to go deep to individualize the needs of our staff. Next, we are deploying new designs and using blended learning techniques to address the needs from our latest student survey. If we transition to Apple, in 1920, we began our partnership with Apple Professional Learning to bring their coaches to our campus. From that day, they have been helping us leverage our iPads in new ways. For example, using numbers for students to collaborate with interactive notebooks that serve as a portfolio of student learning. Another would be Clips. This fast tool enables the students to communicate what they have learned by showing and telling exactly what they have mastered. And then Chromebooks. This year we partnered with Microsoft to help us strengthen our use of OneNote. Think of OneNote as a notebook with superpowers. This notebook allows teachers to push and pull things from a student. Think of it, a teacher has the ability to add a video right in line with their math notes, empowering the student to look back for assistance long after class. The same students then can add a short demonstration video to their notes, allowing the teacher to see their thinking. We added WeVideo, which allowed our students the ability to create their own video documentaries this year. By pairing WeVideo, an online video editing suite, and the documentary process, the students had 2 ways to show mastery of their learning targets. So, technology staff, soon you will hear about the new hardware and software we've added this year alone. Every deployment is paired with technology staff training so we can make sure that we're utilizing the new tools to their fullest capacities.
We want to have a safe learning environment for our students. So on the next few slides, we're going to go over some of the things that we've implemented to help protect our students. The district uses Google Workspace for education, so protecting access to those accounts is critical. This past year, we implemented two-factor authentication on all staff Google accounts. This adds another layer of protection that drastically reduces the chances for someone to gain access to their account. In addition, any staff member that chooses to have their Limburg account on their phone is forced to have a passcode on that device. And with all the students having devices and all those devices logged in with their Limburg accounts, we want to make sure any software that we push to the devices is FERPA compliant, and any information the software may collect is used for school purposes only. We purchased EdPrivacy to help vet the software for compliance. EdPrivacy reads through the privacy policies for compliance and gives us a software score. As you can see with this picture, we put in Zoom. If you type in Zoom, it'll give you a compliance report for that piece of software. So if you see it says a FERPA thumbs up, if we get that thumbs up, then we can push that out to the student devices. And in addition to that, if with the click of a button, we can post that to our district technology website, so that way it's viewable for all parents to see what kind of software we use. We previously only had filters while at school, and when we transitioned to every student having a device, we installed securely filtering software on all student devices to help protect them from accessing inappropriate sites. Now, the same filters that are applied at school are also applied while the devices are at home. These are the categories that we're currently blocking, with some exceptions for specific educational websites. As you can see on the, these are the categories that are currently blocking, and as you can see on the bottom right, we have games under review. That came from our technology committee. They were wondering if we should still consider games to be blocked, and so we'll still discuss that with our technology committee, and maybe we may unblock that while the students are at home. This slide shows some other features of Securely that we use to help protect our students. Securely Auditor scans communications for instances of nudity, cyberbullying, suicide, and violence. When Securely detects one of these instances, it sends an email notification to a building counselor, the building principal, and select district administrators so they can have a conversation with that student if needed. Securely 24 is a team of specialists that monitors flagged activity 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So when Securely gets a flagged alert, they will evaluate the context of the words along with recent searches of the student and websites visited to determine a risk factor for that student. Depending on the risk factor, Securely will email, text, or call Limburg Schools administrator until they get a response. For extreme risk, Securely will call the police for a wellness check if they are unable to get a response from the district administration. So far, we haven't had that happen yet. Lastly, Securely Home was rolled out in January to parents. Parents have the ability to download the Securely Home app to view their students' online activity, get notifications for flagged activity, and get weekly reports on their students' online activity. The next few slides will go over some of the improvements we made since the technology audit. The audit exposed some frustrations students and staff had with inconsistent Wi-Fi and difficulties connecting to our network. This was considered a critical priority for us, given that we were making plans on rolling out devices to all the students. We evaluated and quickly realized the current wireless was not giving us the results that we wanted, and we started evaluating the Aruba Wireless. We were attracted to Aruba Wireless because some of the features on the slide that makes the wireless more reliable, the increased speeds and the self-healing features make it more reliable. We tested Aruba at the high school and received positive feedback, so we made plans to roll it out to the rest of the schools. We will complete that rollout this summer, finishing with the elementary schools. In order to avoid downtime and frustrations that go with that, we implemented a new monitoring system for our critical equipment. This is a dashboard that is on a TV in our office. It gives us real-time status of our critical equipment. Typically, and what you see on the screen is everything's in green. However, if we have problems or if there is increased activity, that equipment will highlight in orange, letting us know that there could be a problem. We can go out, hopefully fix that problem before people realize that there's a problem that's even existing. And if it can turn red and we know that there's a piece of equipment down, hopefully we can get there before school starts. The audit also recommended that we get a cybersecurity assessment every year. Since we are a member of Mornet, they offer this service as part of their membership. This year, we scored very good on the audit, and they gave us some suggestions on things that we can improve. We have already made improvements to those suggestions, and we will continue to make improvements to our security and perform these assessments every year. In addition to those improvements, we implemented a new secure wireless system this past year as we rolled out devices to all the students and staff. We also removed some older firewalls and transitioned to newer firewalls. This reduced our entry points into our network, making it more secure. Since phishing attacks may be the biggest threat to our network security, we purchased Cofense. This software simulates phishing attacks for training purposes. It gives us statistics on how many users are clicking on the links and entering information. Users that click links are redirected to a training page that shows them how to recognize phishing emails. We have sent 3 phishing email scenarios over the past 4 months, and each one gradually getting harder and harder to recognize, and we are still able to reduce the click rate from 35% to 10%. This slide shows some infrastructure upgrades we made to make sure that we stay ahead of the demand on our network. We upgraded our internet connection this year from 1 gig to 2.5 gig, and we will upgrade it again this summer to 4.75 gig. Also, we have equipment in that has the capacity to go to 10 gigabits per second, so we can easily just up it to 10 gigabits per second if we need that. We also are installing new caching servers this summer that will also be 10 gigabits per second. That will help the performance of our network. We also moved some of our servers to be hosted by the vendor. This makes our network more secure while making the services more accessible from outside the district. We will continue to weigh the cost benefit of these hosted services and make the change when it makes sense. We have improved our own hosted servers to be replicated every 15 minutes to reduce data loss and downtime, and we are making more changes this summer to hopefully eliminate the downtime or reduce it even further.
Well, hello, and thank you for the opportunity to share the work that our digital wellness group has been organizing this year. So our work with digital wellness is an important part of our whole child journey to ensure that students are leaving Lindbergh not only equipped with the necessary content level skills, but equipped with those success skills that are paramount for our students' lives. So our digital wellness framework is unique in that it captures what is really important: students doing the right thing. So the framework is being developed and presented to the board tonight. It focuses on 5 different digital behaviors: being inclusive, informed, engaged, balanced, and alert. And each of these components illustrate what citizens do on a daily basis, both online and off. So each of these components captures what we really hope Lindbergh students will know and be able to do before they graduate, such as be inclusive. Here, students are open to multiple viewpoints and respectful and empathetic with others online. Being informed, students are evaluating the accuracy and validity of digital media. Being engaged, students are using technology for civic engagement to solve problems and do good in the world. Being balanced, students are prioritizing time and activities online and off. Being alert, students are being safe and creating safe spaces for others online. So the framework focuses on the do's for digital citizenship, which we are calling digital wellness. And our work is anchored to provide students with the support that they need so we can teach them what to do and then give them an opportunity to practice and reflect on those expectations. The committee is in the process of creating grade level appropriate expectations that align to the digital citizenship framework. So this is an example of a kindergarten draft that we want to post and share with you tonight. So as you can see, this is just a draft and definitely a work in progress, but there are many areas where the work is already happening, and we just need to put it in one place. So our committee is seeking input from librarians, counselors, health teachers, grade level teachers, parents, and students. And we are laying out this work that is happening in these 5 areas so we can determine opportunities where there's coverage and opportunities where there's areas of coverage and also opportunities to grow. So we will continue to work on this digital wellness framework over the summer and share updates with the board along the way.
Any questions on the work regarding Technology integration. Just want to point out, digital wellness wasn't originally in our assessment of technology services, but obviously it's something that as we use technology more and more with our students, it's a priority, and it's one that we want to make sure that we do in conjunction with families. There's a lot of transfer that happens outside of the school environment when we're talking about digital use, and so finding a way to have digital wellness be a school-home connection is really important in our work.